I'm Dave First. It's great to be joined by Angela Ashmore, who's the assistant engineer at Chip Ganassi Racing and, might I add, part of the number 8 crew that won the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500.
Marcus Ericsson wins the Indianapolis 500. It's been a long time coming. It's been 10 years since Chip Ganassi Racing won the Indy 500.
Assistant engineer, which is what you do.
Yep.
What is it you do?
A little bit of everything, really. The core of my job is looking after the electronics on the car. So there's a data system that controls the car running at its basic function, but also collects data from a number of sensors, hundreds of sensors all over the car, every corner. Anything you can measure, we measure it, we record it. I write math to consume those channels and make them more palatable and easy to digest, and make them into metrics that we can use and put into action for, decision-making type stuff. So, and then the other part of my job on race day is taking care of the fuel strategy and making sure, hopefully, we don't run out of fuel.
And you're widely regarded as the first woman to be on a pit stand for an Indy 500 winning team.
Yeah.
What was that day like? How often do you think back to that afternoon?
About every 5 minutes.
I wouldn't blame you if that's the case.
I still can't really believe that it's real. I have to tell myself, like, I'm an Indy 500 champion. Like, that's kind of unbelievable. It's one of our 2 goals every year, win the Indy 500, win the championship. And it was incredible that, we could check off the box to win it, but that I was on the winning car is just
Was there a
awesome
moment that afternoon where you knew, my gosh, we're going to win this race?
Yeah, about 2 turns after the checker. During the last pit cycle, I'm like counting the cars and I'm like, holy cow, we're gonna cycle to the lead here. Yeah. I never let myself get too
far ahead of yourself.
Yeah. So, I didn't really believe it until after we had crossed the checkered, and Chip was sitting to my left, and I turned over to him and I looked at him, and like neither of us were really celebrating yet. I just go, we just won the Indy 500. Oh my gosh.
So data, for someone like you, it's constantly coming. How do you digest all the information you get? How important is it to what you do here at Chip Ganassi Racing?
I mean, it's the crux of my job at the track. It's extremely important, and we're always working on how to improve those methods of consumption, because it's one thing to instrument the car and have all this data, but it's impossible to look at all these things simultaneously. And so you need to be able to come up with new ways to be alerted if there's an issue. Like, you might not be staring at, left front push rod load directly all race. And if there's an issue, you need to have alarms and things that are automatically checking to see if you have issues. So a lot of what I do is like building in this logic up front to look at things that I don't have the capacity to look at all at once.
What advice would you have for young ladies that A, are interested in engineering, and B, see you celebrating in victory lane and think to themselves, I want to do that?
I would just encourage young ladies to be confident and know that, if they went to school and put in the work and got the degree, like, they've done just as much as their male counterparts, and they belong there.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
Angela Ashmore, assistant engineer here at Chip Ganassi Racing.